And
yes.
but on Sunday there was a little cool down. A little cool down. So I passed through the cool down. I did it. I did it.
I feel embarrassed that you gain more action than I did.
No. I passed through. I'm
Yeah,
not
I
getting
did.
the action.
Because
I'm at the action, but I'm not really in the action.
well, at
Yeah.
least you see a glimpse of the action. I ain't got a thing for you. I ain't there no action
But guess what?
whatsoever.
I was there with my daughter. That's the thing. So I was
that's-
well behaved and
oh.
everything. That's the important thing. You know?
Oh, she keeping you in check, eh?
You bet.
Oh, haha. That's funny.
No, she don't need to keep me in check. I'm always an individual who's
No, but the way you said, like, I was well
no, I was
behaved.
on extra good behavior. That's
Extra
what I'm
good because
saying. I'm
she's
usually on
keeping
good
you in
behavior.
check.
I'm usually on good behavior. Everybody knows I'm a good behavior. You know, I'm a good behavior guy. I'm a gentleman, everything like that. You know?
I'm just going off of what you're saying, just over the weekend as well. Let me say congratulations to Shatta. Shatta has successfully captured the Georgetown or the Wynwood Sokomanak title, and that's his second crown for the season. He would have gotten the Leeward crown as well. Sokomanak, or rural Sokomanaks, that is, with his song Long Fussy Tongue.
Yes.
Quite a
Don't you
controversial
get the
song.
impression that's a repeat of something from long ago?
Long Tussy Tongue, yeah.
Yeah.
The only difference is fu and tu. That's the only
Yes,
difference,
yes,
but
yes,
it's the
yes,
same
yes,
thing.
yes.
I mean, one is let me not get on with this morning, but one is a bit craftier than the other.
Yes.
I think people will know which one I'm referring to. Anyways, congrats to all the top 3, and congrats to all the winners and participants. I understand they had like 49 entrants. That might have been quite a show. But it's a good opportunity to have these rural Sokomanaks so that they get a glimpse of kind of what it's like when you enter the big yard. Although not all of them go forward, maybe like the top 3 or top 5, not all of them make it to the big yard. So it's a good opportunity next year. If you don't make it to the big yard, then you go back to the drawing board and fix up yourself so that next year you come bigger and better. All right. Over the weekend as well. The Mespo had their carnival. I'm so out of the loop. I didn't even know Mespo was having carnival until probably Friday. And they would have had, from status updates I've been seeing and so on and what's on social media, it looked like it was vibes. So congratulations to the organizers of Mespo. Patini Mas. They have their own brand too, I don't know. Mespo is different. When it comes to carnival, Mespo is so different. Over the weekend, now there was a video that went viral, of an accident. I think I saw it on Sunday on the windward side of the island. And the clip that I saw, the vehicle was overturned. And on the windward side, there are certain areas that maybe like beyond Connery that I can't pinpoint the exact areas, but if you're driving to town, it's on that side. And if you look over, it's a cliff. Anybody falls over there in a vehicle, more than likely it's either death or serious injury. So I saw 2 clips actually. The first one was the recorder, the cameraman was showing you, look at this video and watch your God good. And he moved along just a couple feet lower to show you how far the vehicle would have gone over if it had only continued with the trajectory that it was at. God is good. Thank God for life, and thank God that the car did not go over that cliff, because it would have been a totally different story this morning. And the second clip that I saw was persons trying to help the occupants of the car get out before anything worse happens, of course, because the car was overturned. And one of the occupants was there crying. And you think that, okay, he's crying because he's traumatized and there was like shock or anything. But he's referring to his car, and then there's somebody else in the background saying, man, don't worry about the car go fix. So automatically, I don't know if that was the first response. The first response was care or concern of the car over care and concern for your life. You're smiling about that. That's just
Yes, Crystal, I'll tell you something.
Mm.
Let's say the vast majority of persons would be more worried about their life. And that is especially if they were injured. You know, they were not wearing a seat belt, or they tumbled over and had some sort of head injury or whiplash injury inside the car. It really depends. But some persons, when they get out of the car, they're worried about who else was in the car and going back in
Mhm.
and pulling somebody else. That's another factor.
Mhm, mhm.
But there is a phenomenon where you're also worried about the car. First of all, if the car is not yours, if it's your father's car or so, right? And you're thinking about it. If you borrowed the car from your parents or something, so your car, but maybe you borrowed it or from a friend or something, so. Or if the bill, if you just barely made it, and you hadn't paid the insurance and all those other things, those are things that for somebody who is well and not injured, that may become priority. Clearly, you should be more concerned about your life.
Yeah.
But within a short space of time, whether it's a few hours or whether there's some reality hits you about the actual cost of repair. Sometimes cost of repairs is you have to come up with the with a co-payment. You know, there's a minimum payment that you got to make yourself, and so surely most people will be able to do that, but sometimes it's not the case. They give,
But it wasn't a matter of days, it was a matter of
minutes.
getting out of the
Yes,
vehicle,
yes,
the actual accident.
yes.
Like, okay, oh, I'm alive. Wait a minute, the car. You are
You know,
alive though. At least
I
you're
tell you,
alive to fix it.
I can tell you an experience. I
Oh yeah.
was in New York, and I was going over from New York to the Newark airport late at night, heading that direction, and I fell asleep. Hit a small median and jumped from one lane going in one direction, jumped over the median to a lane on the other side of the road of cars coming the opposite direction. And a truck just went by me in the middle lane. It shook me up. And I was able to pull back onto the median. But immediately, I knew after hitting that, I knew I'd heard a bang. I went under the car to see what damage there was. There wasn't any injury to me. It wasn't that I had to sit down and wait for a while and get my thoughts. And so I went on the car looking to see how bad that car was. It was damaged and so forth. It had a dent, scrape under the axle. What if my axle was bent? And so I love my car and so forth. You know what I mean? And so revealing this on the radio, I'm only responding from a personal point of view that it does happen. It does happen, right? And then I was glad that I had escaped, and that truck that was coming didn't crash directly into me, and probably would have killed me. You know what I mean? So I'm only being honest and open and talking about that.
Confessions are good for the soul. And activated mornings provides that safe space for you to confess. For you to confess certain things and say certain things. Reveal, give us a little story here and there. Now, over the weekend as well. All right, June 16th was the date of the release of these names. If you're just joining us, good morning. For the Calypso lovers here who are listening, even if you're not a Calypso lover, maybe this year it might turn you into a Calypso lover. Here now. The semifinals, which is dubbed Fantastic Friday, is scheduled for June 30th. I feel like I get the name wrong there now. Calypso semifinals. Anyways, I'll stick with Calypso semifinals. Right? Victoria Park, 8 p.m. and so on and so on and so forth. Now, these are the names, these are the persons who have made it so far to Calypso semis. And after that night, we'll learn, of course, who will make it to the big yard for the March Gras. So, coming from the graduates Calypso tent, we have Kingsley Hero Roberts, Cleopatra Hendrickson, Glenroy Sule Caesar, Denise Lady D Stevens, Felicia Nubian Empress Alexander. From the On Tour Calypso tent, Elvis Abijah Abby, Marvo Morgan, pretty sure she has a stage name there, Robert Patches King, no nights, Derek Mansick Alexander, Grantley Iper Constance, Bernard Reality White, Kirk Ninja Knights. From Upstage, Lynette Fire Empress Ned, Gosnell GC Cupid, Chanel Mackenzie, Omani Cupid, Sheena Collis, Cecile Lilbit King, Dynamites. Oh, from Dynamites. I should have been in bold there. Confused me a bit. Carlos Rejector Providence, Delahanty Isles, Dennis Bowman and Jose Juan. And reserves, Ronald Ronby Brown and Errol Demand Age Rose. Now, you're supposed to meet today, so that's up to you. So, how do you feel about the names, the persons who have been selected for Calypso semifinals? I see within the mix here, there's father and two children. GC, Chanel Mackenzie and Omani Cupid.
Oh, okay.
I believe I've got the names right, yeah.
Yes.
How nice. Oh, nice. So congratulations to all who made it to the Calypso semifinals. Now, I'm a bit surprised. I thought that the Man Age would have made it, but he is a reserve.
I was informed. I don't know. I don't want to create any legal battles for WFM, but I was informed that in his rendition, the lyrics and everything were just perfect, would have made the grade, but there may have been an issue with the performance. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
And that the flow of the performance, it's somebody say there was a section where he may have what called bus, Now I don't know how that affects a particular performance or where that actually occurred. I'm not claiming that it did, but I'm informed that may have taken place. But on the strength of his lyrics, he was able to go through as a reserve, but because of that performance gaffe, right?
Mm-hmm.
He lost some points in that regard and so did not make the grade. Now, I don't know if that is true. And I'm sure if done again or allowed to perform again a second time or third and so forth, that would not occur if it did occur. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But that's what I'm understanding took place.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe somebody may be able to clarify that. And so it's difficult to tell.
You know what I wonder?
Yeah.
If Zainai had changed lyrics as he was instructed to do, if he would have made it to the semis and if he would have made it to the finals. I'm wondering if that would have been the case here. But we will never know because he's not even there. Anyways, kudos to him. I actually saw him on Friday, but didn't get a chance to engage in conversation or anything because I was pretty busy. But this should be an interesting lineup. It should be an interesting event. And one of the things about Calypso semifinals is the turnout. So I'm interested to know exactly if they're looking to, or how rather, they are going to manage or market Calypso semifinals. Calypso by itself is not as popular as Raga Soca or Soca Monarch. So you're not going to naturally, like without any promotions or whatever, you're not going to naturally get a big crowd because people may not be talking about it as much as they were talking about Raga Soca or Soca Monarch finals. That's one of the reasons why I am disappointed that uh, Zionized song took the turn that it did because of the decisions that he made. Because I believe that you need something that people are gonna talk about all the time. You need a song that is gonna draw people to the park to be like, yeah, I want to hear this rendition. I want to hear the extra verse. I want to hear this, that, and terror. You know?
You may be right, and having a free fall. Let we could take this call.
Yeah, it's 8:30 by the way. We're normally joined by Court St. Vincent. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Ready Cash. Welcome, welcome. How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you doing?
I'm good for the time being. You had a great weekend?
Yeah, had some much needed rest.
Oh.
What about you?
Oh yeah, mine was good. Short but good. Ready for today.
Always too short.
Always. All right. So what's happening with Ready Cash this morning?
Okay, so this week is all about, as you know, we have our agricultural fund that's currently running. So this week we're having a seminar where we would have partnered with ECGC. It's going to be held on Wednesday, and it's starting from 8 a.m. until 2 p.m. And it's you can come into the Ready Cash store in Kingston or go to ECGC and fill out the registration form so that we could know how many people are coming. It's a seminar that's going to basically inform you about the financial options that are available for our farmers and fisher folk. It will give you some knowledge as to the importance of keeping your records as well as how to market yourself. And this is strictly for farmers and fisher folk. And it's going to be held from 8 a.m. until 2 p.m. at the Methodist Church Hall. And so you can come in and learn more information about that. It's the loan is a maximum of $27,000. And you can contact 493-3840 for more information. This is the number strictly dealing with the agricultural fund and micro business loans. Also, we have our cash loans of $3,000 or more. You get the chance to win instant prizes. You can spin to win. So there are prizes such as an acrylic or gel manicure voucher or pedicure voucher. You can gain a chance to win an overdose season pass, a grocery voucher, and much more prizes.
Nice, nice. So outside of that event, can you tell us a bit about what the agricultural fund is for? What can it be used for?
It's a $20 million US fund that's being spread across the OECS, and as I would have stated, you can borrow up to a maximum of $27,000. There's an interest. It's less than 2% the interest rate, so this is a special interest rate for farmers and fisher folk. You can use it whether you need to purchase raw materials, whether you need to just purchase some piece of equipment. And this is not just for people that are planting crops, it's also for agro-processing products, such as, whether you make plantain chips or peanuts. You can also gain access to this loan.
Okay, lovely. Now, Court's Ready Cash. Now it's carnival season. Most persons have been coming in to get the little carnival loans or carnival top-ups. Maybe they're falling short. So tell us what is available to folks for this season.
Okay, so you can, maybe you still, as you said, you need to maybe purchase your costume. You have some things that you need to buy to get you ready for the road. So the loan, you can borrow, it's $3,000 or more, and that's when you get a chance to spin the wheel. You come in, you get your loan, you spin the wheel, and you gain instant prizes. We're going to give you your tickets right away, and you can go on to whether you go in the pedicure, the manicure, or the grocery vouchers. You gain a chance to win instant prizes. So it's a loan of $3,000 or more.
All right, $3,000 or more. Criteria, what do I need?
Okay, so you need your 2 pieces of ID if you're a new customer, or 1 piece if you're a returning customer, a proof of address in the form of a recent utility bill or bank statement, and proof of income in the form of a recent job letter and salary slip.
Okay. And we have to come in store to bring that information to you those documents?
Yes, you do. You can start the process. Maybe if you want to contact us by phone, you can start the process 4561325 extensions 2120 through 2124. But you must come in to bring in your physical documents. And we promise 24-hour turnaround. It's an absolutely hassle-free process, so you don't need to have any collateral. You just bring in your documents, start the process, and get your cash.
Lovely, lovely, lovely. You mentioned the website, right? You said you can call, but there's a website too.
Yes, sir. It's readyfinancecaribbean.com. You can go on there as well and get more information.
All right, awesome. Your physical location?
We're located opposite the post office in Kingston. And we're open 8 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. Mondays to Fridays, and on Saturdays from 8 a.m. until 12 p.m.
All right. Is there a special person that we need to go to, like come and ask for Lucinda?
If you're coming in specifically to deal with the small business loans or anything to do with, as I mentioned, the agriculture fund, you can come in and just ask for Lucetta.
Lucetta, yes. My apologies.
Yeah, you can come in and speak with Lucetta, and you can contact her as well, as I mentioned, 493-3840. And if you just want to do a regular personal loan, you can come in and anyone can assist you when you get in. You just say that you've come to do a loan, and we'll be ready to assist you.
Okay, awesome, awesome, awesome. Loving it, loving it, loving it. All the goodies that are coming when you apply. And of course, the fact that it takes a very short turnaround time. Because these days, anybody got time to wait.
That's true. So 24-hour turnaround is in some cases you can get back an answer the very same day. So come in and check us out. Once again, I just want to emphasize that this week is when the agricultural seminar is going to be held. It's Wednesday the 21st, so just come in and register. You can register either at the Court Ready Cash store, at the furniture store, or at ECGC.
All right, awesome. Thank you so much, dear.
All right, thank you so much for having us.
All right, not a problem. Bye-bye. Always a pleasure. Take care. All right, to look into get that cash for that little item. I know now it's carnival season and you want to take advantage. It comes once a year. Courts Ready Cash 4561325. All right, or you can visit the branch on Halifax Street. That's opposite the General Post Office. We're going to take a break and then we're going to come right back chit-chatting about Calypso semis.
Let's get your laundry clean and fresh with the widest range of washing machines and dryers in SVG. At Singer, choose between our West Point and Speed Queen brands with an array of washing machines with payments starting as low as $92 per month. Your laundry room wouldn't be complete without a Whirlpool or Speed Queen electric or gas-operated dryer, saving your energy consumption. Also in stock is our West Point washer-dryer combo for only $136 per month. One machine that does the work of two. No need to change machines. Just toss in your laundry and forget about it. Whether your preference in machines is top loading or front loading, whether you want a 9 kilogram or a larger 15 kilogram washer, whether you're looking for a gas or electric dryer, we've got it all at Singer. Visit us today and get the washing machine and dryer that's perfect for you. Singer, your family company.
The flavor nice, it's locally made. Affordable price, Lord, up to $3 retail. When you see we line it, when you got a white case, show me what you like it. It's cigarette from Empire, Holdings Limited. It's cigarette from Empire, Holdings Limited. With over 60 years experience, hold the best tobacco, best ingredients. Yeah. This is your boy Lou to say, support local, buy your cigarettes from Empire Holdings Limited. 10 cigarettes in a pack for up to $3 retail. Remember, smoking is not for minors.
You think horn hot? Imagine Kendra's has sale and you don't get nothing.
You ever see a man hungry and can't eat?
Don't make it happen to you. Get in on Kendra's aluminum products 2-day mega yard sale. Friday, June 30th, Saturday, July 1st. Meet us at the factory base, Camden Park. And you know we're cooking some hot pepper sale on aluminum windows, doors, P-trap and S-trap toilets, vanities, space basin, cabinets with pedestals, jacuzzi, bathtub, fridges, stoves, cooker hoods, kitchen sinks, NutriBullet kettles, automatic swing gate opener, kitchen appliances from Jay's Kitchen, and enough more. Dog class we with the others. When Kendra's have sale is real sale. Friday and Saturday, June 30th and July 1st, 8 a.m. sharp. Kendra's Aluminum Products Limited, a tradition of excellence.
Sparrows, rum of pure sophistication. Sparrows, rum, aged to perfection. Skillfully crafted and forged with time in oak barrels. A rum so divine. Discover authentic Caribbean rum. Sparrows, premium rum. Sparrows, full-bodied rum. Sparrows, pure sophistication. Discover authentic Vincentian rum. Sparrows, premium rum.
Distilled and blended by St. Vincent Distillers Limited. Please drink responsibly.
Agents, Careers, Distributions Limited.
Are you tired of being tired, fighting the battle of the bulge? Take a breath of fresh air and embrace a new lease on life. Oxygen Fitness Center is here, located in the Camden Park Industrial Estate in the Green Building, next door to the government printery. Our range of fitness equipment and programs were carefully selected to meet your needs. Take a leap of faith today. Oxygen Fitness Center has the answers to your fitness needs. Check us out on Facebook and Instagram or call us at 457-8333.
Nothing else sounds as good as
WEFM, the clean, fresh sound.
All right, welcome back. The WhatsApp number is 457-9994 to join the conversation, and the number to call is 457-9997. This is Activated Mornings. My name is Christal, and with me this morning is Dr. Gerald Thompson. Going to take you up until 9:45 this morning with a bit of chit-chat. So we started out talking about a few things that happened over the weekend, and the main conversation is about Calypso semis. We've shared with you the names of the individuals who made it to the big yard. Well, should I call it the big yard? Because not the big yard is yet. The medium-sized yard. Because it's the yard before the big yard. Anyways, we've shared those names with you. They're actually online. I'm sure you can check out Vincy Masters, but we got the names from, I read them from stvincenttimes.com. All right. Now, getting people inside the park for Calypso semifinals is what I think we were talking about. And I was saying that sorry that Zionized Saga played out the way that it did, and he was, quote unquote, colloquially speaking, hardened, do your own thing, and ended up in the position that he was in. Because I think that Calypso needs something that people are talking about. It needs a trend.
You know something? I want to disagree with you there. Okay. I think that Calypso covers a lot of things that people are talking about, each song. Now, I think the actual content of a song still has to fit within a particular framework, just like any other song. And the laws and so forth that relate to this. So saying that, man, you should be able to go beyond all boundaries so that you could get a crowd in the park should not be the only motive. Sing something that is so outrageous that it's going to get to me.
Yeah.
It is said that may be why a lot of soca has gone the whole sexual innuendo and the rum and so forth. There are people who would go along those lines. Let me say, though, that there is a generational gap. At Soca Monarch, you're not typically going to find the guy over 60 years old there at a soca monarch, right?
I could tell you who would be over 60. and
Now,
something
I'm,
like
I'm,
that.
I'm saying here, I'm talking you typically.
I know typically.
You still can have a fair percentage. At
This is not going to be a
the big
perception.
yard, whether semi-final or the finals, you're not going to find a high percentage of people who are under 15 years old or 16 years old there. You know? And you have to ask yourself, why not? You know what I mean? If you had a country and western section, if you had a Spanish section, if you had, let's go to all kind of different genres and so forth, you will have different sets of people who gravitate to those particular type of things.
Right.
And I think that this is something that one of the things is that the number of persons who are older, who would typically go to the show, they find themselves become even more aged and then unable to go to the show for whatever reasons, or they may have passed on. But there's a new set of people who fall into that grouping every year.
Are they
And
going?
the same way, young people who weren't allowed to go to Soca Monarch because they were too young and they didn't meet the age group, and their parents say, they're now being allowed because they are now a year older, 2 years older, 3 years older, and they're going along with so and so, and this is the show to go. I think this is a generational process that we see. So Calypso will never die out because there are going to be persons who were at one point in time big soca person
Fanatics.
to those things who now feel they can't be in the same crowd as their little daughter and their son and so forth. You know what I mean? And it doesn't meet the grade. That's why you have, Evo, and you have those other things to make persons feel that there is a space for them still. And I think Calypso as an art form, we have to preserve it, but you don't have to go in an artificial way. And I'm saying artificial to blur the boundaries in terms of what is proper and what is still legal, what is still safe to do so as to get the crowd,
I kind of disagree.
Yes. Okay,
right. So we're gonna agree to disagree this
Yes.
morning.
No,
I
but you
disagree because
can say
the
why.
other genres, subgenres, sorry, they do the same thing.
Yeah.
Right? The artists would find creative ways to market their songs. That in turn pulls people to the yard, to Victoria Park. Soca Monarch, you want to hear what Fireman is coming with. You also want to hear if Skinny is coming.
Yeah.
Some people, if they don't see their favorite artists in the lineup for finals, they are not going to go because they are following certain artists and they're following certain songs.
Yes.
Right?
But
Why can't we have people who are interested in soca, raga soca, who are also interested in calypso music? So they don't need to necessarily be approached in terms of marketing. They will just get up and go. I'll go and demand.
I will still dance my soca, but at the Soca Monarch, a person like me may still feel a little out of place as a daddy, as a past that particular aspect. I may not feel as comfortable because I don't see as many other persons of my age there. It's unfortunate to say that sort of thing. Now, I think the way in which the Calypso art form is going to improve is the writing and the content. Fire Empress, I think, stands out. And this year, women are in the top zone in terms of the performers. They're going to do well. Watch out. First, second, and third, and all that sort of stuff. The women this year are really at the hot entities in it. That's happened before, yes. But this year, that may be the case. I find a lot of the songs are a repeat of the same rhythm as last year and previous year. People now, tell me something. Some people say, I wrote my own song. But one of the things, Juanito, you probably need to start getting better writers, professional writers. People need some help with writing. And the wording and so forth, it's like somebody writing poetry, and they're writing simple poetry, you know, and they're rhyming just on words, but it sounds amateur. It sounds amateur. And I find some of the artists are doing that. Now, we need young. Christal, you need to get into writing. You're not necessarily going to sing.
Right.
But you could
Calypso
write.
music.
You could write. No, but
there's a music
okay,
part.
music may need to change, and that we'll get into that aspect of sampling and all the kind of things in a moment. But it's the lyrics that is the big thing about Calypso.
You can have a wonderful song, Doc, and if people don't hear it, if the Calypso artists don't go in the studio and record it and then send that to the various radio stations, and then the radio stations play them, then what sense does it make you have a wonderful song?
The radio station has, the country is so and so, and this is so and so. And they've heard that for 10 years from a group of artists, the same thing over and over and over again. I believe that we need some help in addition to the individual with the content. The individual say, yeah, that may be a better line in truth, or this may come true as a particular way. And a lot of young people who maybe writing soca, because it's soca modern. People saying the quality of the soca this year, the wording and so forth, hasn't been that great either. Maybe that's true. I don't know. But
some of them,
I think that the writing needs to get stepped up, and people need to focus. I think that people, whether you can monetize it, Fire Empress seems to have gotten one of the best writers to write. Is there anything wrong with somebody
Seems like
writing?
Fire Empress is one of your favorite, man.
Huh?
Seems like Fire Empress is one of your favorites.
No. I am recognizing quality. Look, everybody, I'm a violin player.
Oh yeah. Sorry, I
started playing the violin when I was 7 years old.
Yeah. You must bring it to morning.
And then when I came back to St. Vincent at 13, 14, they had a show up at grammar school. I didn't realize it was like a gong show, a palm thing and so forth. I started playing the violin, and I made a big mistake of playing some Irish song. I should have picked up a calypso or something, practiced that and so. But because I played the Irish song, they palmed me off the stage.
Oh, that's
There's
sad.
That
It builds character,
that bruised my heel. And I hardly played it again. Picked up the sax, I have a piano and so forth, but I don't really practice. I got to get back into it. But the point I'm making is that I think we need a whole new crop of writers that can work with some of the calypso persons to create the art. I think the quality of the music, the content will, and at the same time, the music. He said the dun 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 dun. That is something that I think will also evolve and start to evolve as the musicians start to add things to it. Because I think Fire Empress, I'm mentioning that not because she's a favorite of mine and so forth, that she is an example of somebody who's made that particular transition.
Okay. But you do know that controversy sells, right?
Huh?
Controversy sells.
Controversy sells. So why don't you just start to talk about this person is a this and that person and call out some names
not
and so
to be
forth.
like libelous, right? Not to be libelous.
Unfortunately, you go right up to the envelope, and so it is a court that decides whether it's libelous or not. You think you're going to go
I'm
right
sure they
up
have
to the
connections with lawyers to ascertain whether or not.
I don't think they do. The lawyers give advice too. The lawyers don't put you in a handcuff and say you mustn't play this. The lawyers
They give advice.
They give you advice, and you don't take it. You don't
So then
take
that is your fault and that is your problem.
That's the point.
But what
And
I'm saying is, right?
Christal,
You
that was
need
what is
you
in this
need
case.
right. But I think Calypso, the stated which Calypso is, the gate receipts, I don't think the dance pays for the light for Calypso semifinals and Calypso finals. And I think that you need to repackage Calypso semis and Dimanche Gras to make it more appealing to the younger demographic so that they would be like, oh, yeah, this sounds interesting. And part of that strategy, you have at least, and this is something that you cannot control. You just like hope and pray that somebody sings a song that is either catchy, that gets people talking, that piques people's interest. I've been hearing a bit of chat a conversation around Ipa sound. I have to look for it and listen to it and see what people are talking about. Everybody was talking about Zion I song. I think prior to that issue with Zion I, there's some people who weren't even paying attention to Calypso. So you need something to make people interested, to pique their interest, to get back into the yard.
I think there are many.
A call is coming through. Stick on that point. Write it down. I don't want you to forget it. Hello, good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Morning, welcome.
This way up?
Yes, please. I feel like it's...
Oh, I'm hearing a doctor of Calypso now, so you have to ask a question. A doctor of Calypso. Anyhow, Christal, I hope you hold your own. Like, hold your own? I will be a thing. Hold your own.
All right.
Do not be overcome by a doctor or make a doctor influence you the wrong way. But interesting discussion. Thank God. When I want to Robertson, Dave Roberts, have listened to Calypsos from way back when. Maybe since I know myself in St. Vincent and Grenadines. The Mighty Sparrow has been my greatest mentor, not only in Calypso, but the way he has been able to craft, his art and all of that in terms of singing Calypso. Yes, you have the pros and the cons. I mean, looking at Calypso in different formats and but at the end of the day, sometimes I get the impression that people in authority want to kill Calypso. I am not saying to abuse anybody, but just like how they could cuss us, and you can't doubt that. If you doubt that, you doubt John 3:16. Just like how politicians could insult us as a people, and we give them the job, That's the disgusting thing I don't like. We make them ministers of gifts, make them, put them on the pinnacle, and then they turn around and they kick us down like a kick on a bucket or whatever. So, my thing is, you'll get Calypsos in all different forms, but sometimes what I've come to realize over the years is that politicians become too thin-skinned. Makes me remember the late Sir James Mitchell, what one time said, I think it was in Parliament, he said, I will never ban a Calypso in this country. Right? I am not supporting anybody slandering or anything of the sort. Sometimes I think the shortcoming is that Calypsonians, those who are in the business, they can't craft their words properly. Because we know one word could have so many different meanings and so on. But the thing about it, our music, I don't know where that negative thing came, but then again, it's a complex situation because of the way we live in our society. But I don't think politicians should be so selfish or believe that nobody can talk to them or be critical of them. Otherwise, Calypso will die. Calypsos will die. So my thing is, we have to...
23. Yes. Yes, thank you.
Yeah, we have to... Thank you for being so observant, yeah? And I wrote a Calypso some years ago for a particular individual. And it was the first time. I can brag and boast about that, but me so stupid and bragging and boasting. I wrote a Calypso for this person, and it was the first time he went to semi-finals. Yeah, he got picked and so on. So there are a lot of us who have the creativity in us and so on who can do things, but we don't make noise and carry on. I think those who make the noise are those who are guilty of so many different negatives in the society and they are afraid to be exposed. But all of us, that's part of our culture. And once you're clean, and with your lyrics and all, I all for that. It's just like how Abby just say, well, St. Vincent's not a real place. And you take and listen to that calypso. And that is such a lovely put together calypso. Anyhow, thank you. I listen to the doctor in calypso. Let me hear what you have to tell us. Thank you.
Thanks. Thank you.
Well, since he asked me, we right up at 9, right?
Yes.
What do we do? We wait until after he comes back, or let me just say,
Okay.
there is an entire community, a vibrant part of our society, the Christian community, that sees Carnival in what Dave termed as being negative and unclean. Whether it's soca or even calypso or whatever, they see the whole entire thing. I think that that's something that has to be bridged. Visitors, we basically have had now a couple of years, but it's only now that we're seeing the airport provide that opportunity. When we used to see 7, 8 Liat planes coming in, that used to be great. Now one American airline flight and so is bringing in probably as much persons as those Liat planes want. The volume of persons, how you market internationally and so forth, and market calypso for older individuals as well as young individuals. We have junior calypso. So people, and those shows are big. Junior calypso competitions are big. You understand? You see the park full of students and so forth and things that's supporting there. And you're seeing little Chris and these other individuals coming forward now. They have not necessarily made, I don't know if they've made the finals, you know what I mean? But you see them coming up and they should not give up. But you will see them in the day. Marshall Montano was an individual who came through that junior whole program. You see many, you mentioned many daughters and so forth coming through that program. So I think that there's a lot of scope to save and sustain calypso. I think we just have to think a lot more about it and so forth. It does not, as Dave, I agree with Dave, it doesn't have to bridge all the legal sanity that we have. You have to throw those aside in order to get somebody into a park. You know, you don't have to throw away all the legal sanity. All right.
I'm looking at the list of semi-finalists. Majority of them are seasoned calypsonians.
Yes.
1 or 2 in between there are young people.
Yeah.
It's now time for the ECCB Bank Race. This brought to you compliments the Bank of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. 9:02 is the time. And of course, you're listening to EFM 99.9. Let's take a break and come right back.
Brick by brick, piece by piece, building with technology, helping wealth increase, starting small, building the future, doing more every day, doing more together. BOSVG, the bank we count on. BOSVG, our one bank together we're strong. Our nation's bank, standing long and proud. One bank, one voice, sing it loud. BOSVG. Hey, building our future. Doing more together.
OSBG, doing more together.
Good morning and welcome to the ECCB Bank Rates for today, Monday, June 19th, 2023. Brought to you compliments the Bank of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. The following are today's indicative rates in Eastern Caribbean dollars for key international and regional currencies. These rates will not apply to commercial banks transactions with the public. The Barbados dollar 1.35, Canadian dollar 2.04662, Swiss franc 3.01828, Euro 2.95029, Pound sterling 3.46019, United States dollar 2.70, and finally the Guyana dollar 0.0132. There you have it, the ECCB bank rates for today. Thank you for listening, and thanks to the Bank of St. Vincent and the Grenadines for sponsoring.
Brick by brick, piece by piece, build increase, starting small, building the future, doing more every day, doing more together. BOSVG, the bank we count on. BOSVG, our one bank together we're strong. Our nation's bank, standing long and proud. One bank, one voice, sing it loud. BOSVG. Hey, building our future. BOSVG. Doing more together.
OSBG, doing more together.
Boy, that's where you getting crushed now. Your brakes real good, boy.
Now brakes alone good enough. My tires good too.
Tires? Where you get them tires, boy?
Out by Caribbean Tire Plus, man. They out in Addersville. Can't miss it. Look for the orange container on them. Plenty parking space and open 7 days a week all thing, man. Monday to Saturday, 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. And on Sundays, 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. Call them today. Caribbean Tire Plus, 784-432-4786 or email ctiresplus@gmail.com.
I was looking for a cough syrup, looking for a drug to help this pain here in my throat. I needed something fast to help me with my cold. Then I turned around and there you go. I went into a store and I found what I needed when I shouted superhero.
Super Health Pharmacy. We're located on Grenville Street, formerly Isles Boutique. Come in and check out our wide variety of over-the-counter prescriptions, medications, personal care products, and much more. Take advantage of our free delivery services, blood pressure, sugar, and cholesterol testing. Open Mondays to Thursdays from 8 a.m. to 6:30 p.m. Fridays, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Call or WhatsApp us at 497-8737 or 457-8737. Super Health Pharmacy. Your health is our priority.
And I found what I needed when I shouted superhero.
Paramedics is pleased to announce that we have a sale for the month of June on all household items. Cups, dinner plates, clothes baskets, microwaves, toasters, Victoria's Secret splashes and creams, bedspreads, comforter sets, and so much more. Don't forget, we carry the best in medical supplies, including hospital beds, wheelchairs, commodes, crutches, IV poles, adult pampers and adult pull-ups, Huggies wipes, scrub suits and lab coats, Foley catheters, cannulas, syringes, diabetic strips and machines, blood pressure monitors, sterile and unsterile gloves. Thank you for your continued support. Call us at 451-2763 or WhatsApp us at 531-9119.
The SVG Maritime Administration is hosting its third annual essay competition in commemoration of World Maritime Day to be celebrated on September 28, 2023. All Vincentian nationals and residents between the age of 9 to 25 years are invited to participate. The theme is Marpol at 50, Our Commitment Goes On. Marpol is an international convention for the prevention of pollution from ships aimed at preventing pollution of the marine environment by ships. There are 3 categories. Ages 9 to 12, topic, Imagine you're a marine animal. How would pollution affect your life and what can we do to help protect you? 700 to 800 words. Ages 13 to 16, topic, How has Marpol helped to reduce pollution in our oceans and what more can we do to protect our marine life? 1500 to 2000 words. And ages 17 to 25, topic, Reflect on the 50th anniversary of Marpol. What progress has been made in protecting our oceans and what challenges remain? 2000 to 2500 words. The deadline for submission is September 12, 2023 at 10 p.m. All submissions must be made via email to wmdessay.svgmarad@gmail.com. Prizes include a laptop, tablets, and cash prizes. The school with the most participants will be awarded a cash prize. Further information, along with the rules of the competition, could be found in the local newspapers.
99.9, the heart and soul of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. We FM is SVG.
Alrighty. We're in the 9 o'clock hour. It's 10 minutes after 9. Welcome back to Activated Mornings. You got Dr. Gerald Thompson and yours truly, Christal, on the inside. So the last thing we said, there are actually some comments on the WhatsApp.
Okay,
so let me just say good morning to Mrs. Brown. Good morning to Elliot. Good morning, Lennon. Good morning, Batshot. I don't know what a Batshot is, but somebody says, I'm with Doc. This was from earlier when you said, like, we shouldn't need a trending or a controversial song. We shouldn't go that road to bring people in the park. All right, and then I had a different opinion on that. He also said that, Dave, you're contradicting yourself. You're all over the place with your thoughts. All right, here's another one. I believe the original Calypsonian wrote about the social politics and environmental positions of the day. Some even wrote about local village observations in a comical way. Present-day musicians tend to write repetitive lyrics with no meaning behind it. An example is the move away from original rap music lyrics to present-day musical beat-driving music. There are some calypso songs that have the same political protest strength behind them as Sam Cooke's A Change Is Gonna Come, but does not get the airtime. Possibly the music editor don't even know they exist. So quite a bit of issues are coming out, distribution, marketing. One of the things I made mention of before we took the break, I think you wanted to respond to it, is the fact that majority of the artists, the Calypsonians that are in semis, are seasoned Calypsonians.
I would like to use a different word. They're experienced. So they've gone through trials. They've gone through times when they didn't make it and they were ridiculed. You didn't make it this year and so forth. What happened to you? And so forth. So these experiences that have adjusted over the years. And you mentioned at the beginning that the manage wasn't there.
Yeah.
So when you mentioned that, oh, look, these are veterans. These are persons who've been there. You would still like to have seen the veteran
not because
manage.
The mention of manage there is not because of his experience or his age or the fact that, you know, he's been in Calypso for a very long time.
Yeah.
It's because I thought this song was worthy of I thought it was not an automatic for my list for the songs that I've heard. The manage song was in there. He was not a reserve for me.
Well,
but I haven't heard all. So
it seems harder for the young artists, the little Chris and so forth, to break into this veterans market. And that's why, you mentioned it, they may now go to Raga Soca. They may go to Power Soca. They may go in that particular direction. And a lot of the young artists have, because they do recognize, on one hand, that is more marketable and that seems to be what people want. But I want to say that one good thing that has happened in the industry is not going with two songs, the need for two songs. Because in the past, somebody would have a good song, and then the next song may not be as good. Or the next song may be lousy, maybe a terrible song, and you have to live through that person singing that second song.
How long did
It's
it
gonna
perform
put you to
for?
sleep, huh?
But your sleep is joke.
put you to sleep.
Not only that, right? It's because when you get to the yard, you don't know the song. So then I sit there and it may not be as appealing. You may not really understand what he's talking about because you don't know the backstory, the story behind it. Because they've been promoting one song, the song that gets them into finals. When you get to finals, you're not familiar with the song because it has not been recorded as yet. They were not playing it as yet. The time between June 30th and July 9th. How much time do they have to promote that?
I'm not so sure about that. Now, there is the playing on the standard radio programs, but now you have TikTok, you have Facebook, you have
you got social
all
media.
sorts of medium. The ability to circulate music now. The days when somebody was on Bay Street in front of the market with a tape, sharing out tape or trying to sell a tape, or flog a tape, or walking around town flogging a tape. Now, if you have 2,000 friends, you could send that tape to 2,000 people. You could really get that thing around and market it, or have somebody market it for you. So I think that even the Calypso songs could do that. Now, a lot of the big artists, they only drop their music around the middle of June. They don't come out in May. They come out with something in May, but they save back something. Look, Skinny Fabulous just dropped something about 2-3 days on Friday, right? It sounds good. You know what I mean?
You like it?
But I like it. You know, it sounds good. But how long is that before Carnival? And will that get the play? But with the new media,
because
it's not
people
only it's already reached the States, it's reached England, it's reached Holland, it's reached around the world. You have an ability for this stuff now to be marketed. And this is where I think those associations need to really get it. How do you quickly market? Calypso in itself needs those performances need to go. Now, those performances seem to be performances on the stage itself. So the person is moving around. But getting a studio video, they probably may not have the money to invest in that, right? To get a video done. So it's a standard performance on the stage where they're moving around, and so that needs to improve.
I'm getting a certain idea of Calypso music. Hello, good morning. Branding, marketing. Hello, good morning. 5, 4, 3, 2. No sound. I'm sorry, but I'm not hearing anything. But in terms of marketing and selling your music, right? Now, Skinny drops the song, Problem Child drops the song, because they have such a wide reach. They're already a couple steps ahead. 1, the nature of the music, 2, gives them an advantage. 3, the genre gives them a further advantage. And of course, their networking and their strategies behind the scenes give them some more advantage. Not saying that they don't have to work. They do have to work. They still have to work because they still have to produce good music. But they have certain advantages over perhaps other artists or other genres. Calypso now. Are the Calypsonians doing as much work as they possibly can to market themselves and to market their songs?
No.
Okay.
No, and
that is part
interested
of the
in
problem.
presenting at a tent. They're interested in presenting
The
at a
tent
tent.
will only carry so far.
Exactly. And how much people will see the tent and all that kind of thing and so forth. So that that's where I think the association has to go to be able to offer a means by which these particular performances could go viral. Now, whether they could do an individual video. So Skinny, when he drops
catchy topic, that's a
when he
thing.
no, see, a sketchy
catchy
topic.
topic?
No,
A
it
catchy
ain't a sketchy
thing.
topic. Ain't a topic.
Just like-
It's
Right,
getting it moving around, so people to like the song. Getting persons who may be Christian oriented to like your song and listen to it, as opposed to turn it off because it named Calypso. You understand? That's more than 50% of our society. You know what I'm saying? So how do you market it and so forth to the boys on the block, your friends and so forth?
Yeah,
You got to think
You
about
pretend.
this marketing, how far you really want to reach, right? Now, it isn't that somebody is in the days when somebody used to buy a CD. I don't know how a Skinny Fabulous gets his money from dropping a song, whether it is that it's copyright and therefore as music entities around the Caribbean play it, there's some royalties that would come to him for the playing of it and so forth. You know what I mean? That's what really I think is the market. For the Calypso singer, how does he make money? He can only think about the prize money coming first, second, or third.
That's not enough. That is not enough.
That's not enough.
I'm wondering if some
take
Calypsonian street Calypso as a hobby.
They do.
It's not. That's not.
Hello?
Hello, good morning. I don't appreciate that. Hello, good morning. What is going on this morning?
We'll lose it again.
I don't know what's going on. The telephone. Let me just click on all them things here and make sure everything is co-set and what's not. It's hold on. How about now? Hello, good morning. No, I don't know what's going on.
It's supposed to seem to be still on, right?
No,
Supposed to seem to be still on.
That's us. Well, yeah, but I'm not sure what is going on with the call.
Let's see. This call is a 917.
I don't know what area code that is. Or maybe you can call the WhatsApp. I'm not sure what is happening. Sincerest apologies, by the way. I don't know if it's a bucket of yeah,
No,
but
but let me ask you.
Yeah.
Calypsos coming out of Trinidad. Do you remember them? I mean,
for this year,
outside of the age of Sparrow and so forth, right?
Singing Sandra.
You get Farmer Nappy, you get Marshall, you get all these other artists in that genre because that's been marketed in a way to go regional.
Let's try it again. I don't know, but I'm not seeing. Hello, good morning. Okay, sounds like we're cooking with gas. Hello, good morning.
Is there something wrong with your sound, my friend?
Because I'm hearing when you are answering. I think they're trying to talk, but the volume is very low. I don't know.
They're talking, huh?
They're speaking.
We're
but
not
it's
hearing you. We're hearing the sounds. Is there something that's pulled out? The sound not coming through?
I don't sure. Let me call for some backup right now. Try again, yeah?
Yeah, sorry about that.
Let me just
we would have loved to hear what you're saying. You know?
Continue there.
Huh?
Continue.
Yeah, I think that Calypso is not on any life support. I think Calypso is actually fine. I think in the 60s,
you think Calypso
in the
is
60s
fine?
and the 70s in Trinidad. Okay, let's try again.
I don't think this is gonna work.
Hello?
Hello, good morning.
Yes, we are.
Not hearing you.
Need some technical support.
Everything is up here. But I'm hearing the sound that is generated.
Should I call?
It would make a difference because I don't know what the issue is. Why we're not able to hear anybody? I'm not sure. So, voice note 4579994 is a WhatsApp number. Send us a voice note. I'll try to call via WhatsApp, and then let's try it there because I am not hearing a single thing. Anyways, let's move on.
Yes, I think in the 60s, 70s, there wasn't power soca, and we had your Gina and Dinah and your this and that. You know, we had in the early years our Shella and a Lord Hawk and Summers and all these other things. That was the thing, and this is the part of it. But as you started seeing soca coming out, a new art form, And then soca split into ragga soca and power soca. You know what I mean? I wouldn't say it has just left calypso in the dust. All those persons who used to come together just for calypso alone before power soca, they've now branched off to these other things that they like, right? And those things are, yes, are more marketable. And those things have that thing about calypso has always had that outside of the calypso season, where people gone now back to reggae and dance hall and so forth. Because remember, it's felt that by August, you'll be back to some other type of thinking. The season will be over. But what's happened is that soca has allowed the art form to continue because there's been good things. And you've been seeing the success of Problem Child, Fireman, of Skinny and so forth, to Kevin Little. This is all good. It shows that there's a way. For calypso, unless the quality of the content and unless the music also improves, I'm not sure it will go in that direction, but it will live on. It will live on in the format that it's in. It may have a lower crowd and a still age grouping, but it will never die because new people will come into that age group.
How many new people?
Always,
and are the existing
always
calypsonians? I think it leaves a little bit of room. It leaves room. Let me not state how much room, but it leaves room for complacency because we accept that, okay, calypso is not going to generate the kind of interest from people because it is calypso. Calypso is not going to bring the amount of people into the park as ragga soca or any other event for Vincy Mass because it is calypso. That'll make people become complacent. When I say people, I mean organizers, calypsonians. So they just say, all right, cool. There's no money to make from this. So because it's calypso, let me not put my all into it. Let me not market my song. Let me not market calypso. Yeah. And then it ends up being, I think, where we are today. Can't we have a vibrant, a more vibrant? Is it possible to bring more people into Victoria Park for calypso semis and calypso finals? If it is possible, because we have taken some very boring things and made them, we packaged them and made them exciting and interesting. It has been done before. If it is possible, why aren't we doing it?
I'm going to say something controversial. I was looking at some church programs where the Sankeys have been sung are in reggae, and others have been sung in soca. What if we start to have some gospel soca? Yes, you've heard a great gospel artist. You know, most people.
Gospel is not a genre. You know?
I know it isn't.
It's a topic.
It's a topic. No, I'm not sure about that.
It's a topic. There's
gospel.
No such thing.
It's a whole set of gospel music. A whole set of gospel music, and there are people who've left calypso. At one point in time, this guy who used to win competition in the 80s and so forth. He won a couple of times, and then you heard that he's now gone over to gospel because he became a Christian and so forth. I am saying that what would be nice, what would bring people is if there was a kind of a gospel-oriented soca that's praising the Lord and so forth.
They have that. They have rap music that is centered around Christianity.
What if somebody goes into competition?
There's nothing stopping them.
I think. Do you think that could pull people into the park?
There are some songs out there that I'm pretty sure are calypso songs.
I'm just throwing it out. I'm just throwing it as a thought.
Gospel is not a genre.
Gospel.
It's not a genre. It's a topic.
Okay, then it's a topic.
Because it's a topic.
No, there's a whole industry of gospel.
Gospel music, but you have gospel music with soca BPMs. You got ragga soca BPMs. You got rap. It's not a genre. It's a topic.
Okay, but
I don't know why. Like even when you go on sites, right? Maybe to make it easy for people to find it, but it's just Christian lyrics.
Okay.
Some of them are slow, so some of them are country western Christian lyrics, Christian music. It's Christian music, but you could have because right? I think because of, and that's just my opinion, right? I think because of that understanding or misunderstanding of gospel, whenever you have like gospel fest or any other gospel showcase, when they start singing a gospel song in soca, everybody's like, whoa, what is happening here? Listen, gospel is a topic.
No, well, that's the point I'm making. That's a very suggestion I'm making, Christal. If you pick it up there, that's what I'm saying.
But the Christians might
a
stay
huge
out, so.
section of our society sees carnival, calypso, all those sort of things as bad, as things that you should and so forth.
Yeah.
And the encouragement that let's go more into something that just brings a crowd in and so forth, based on content that is not so nice, I think may not be correct.
It doesn't have to be things that aren't so nice now, but you just need something that piques people's interest.
Yeah.
A lot of that goes back to I'm the firm believer of not telling artists what to sing. I'm not influencing their creative juices and what's not. I like telling them what topics, unless it is defamatory and rude and misogynistic and tells women what to do.
But you've hit the nail on the head.
Right.
Unless a lot of stuff is that way.
Unless they are within that category there. Sing about, you can sing about peas, you can sing about the sun, you can sing about your shoelaces and create a big hit. Hello, good morning. Let me see if this one go work.
Present, good morning, Christal.
So maybe it's the person's line. Good morning, welcome.
Morning.
The name you're looking for that is King Absonate.
Okay.
Yeah, he was a calypso king and for many years, win a lot of competition. Then he turned Christian and started singing gospel. And Christal, you're correct. Gospel is not a genre. From St. Vincent and the Grenadines, we had the mighty leader, my countryman from Greenhill. And he turned Christian, went to Trinidad. And yes, and he sung calypso. Gospel-ipso.
Okay.
Yeah.
Calypso guy.
All right, folks.
All right.
Keep up the good work, Christal.
Thank you so much. You take care. Calypsonians need to work. You see how hard some of these soca artists and raga soca artists are working? You need to work. You need to step outside of the comfort zone of, oh, it's just calypso, so you need to work. Work your hand and work your mouth too. Work everything. Maybe including your waistline. I'm not sure what that one was.
Well, as I said, Christal, you need to start, I said it again, you need to start getting into writing and writing for them, help them. Help them.
It's a lot more than the writing, Look at, where I first heard Fire Empress's song? On Facebook. On social media.
Thank you
the song
very much.
Was in video form on YouTube before I heard it on radio.
Thank you very much. So the
Right?
vast majority
And it came out
of
early.
those calypsonians, maybe the resources and the input and so forth, it comes with experience, with exposure, and maybe with a little bit of resources in terms of, and sponsorship, if not, when I'm talking about resources, doesn't mean your own resources.
It don't take nothing to create a YouTube video, though. It don't take much. You just need a picture.
Doesn't take much to create a video. Well,
video.
that's
No,
where
it
that's
doesn't.
where the
As
game
in
goes.
music video, yes,
There
that's
are-
different.
Yes.
But for a YouTube video, it doesn't take much. You put your song there, you put a picture of yourself, you put the name of the song, bam, bam. As easy as that.
Yeah.
Man, pull in some of the younger folks, nah, man. Get a team together. Sit down and plan your thing.
Exactly.
Man.
There you
Put
did
a
something.
team-
That is it.
and you
I think
cannot
we're in
shut out the
agreement
younger
now.
folks
We're in
just like
agreement
that
now.
too. We agreement.
There seems to be value in, well, I put my own song together, so I am great and so forth and that. He had to get help with his song, but I put my own song together.
Yeah.
I think today's Rihanna, all these Beyonce, everything, they have people writing for them. They have a ton load of help.
And
They
people
pay a lot of
running
money
behind
for
them
it
to
too.
get them songs and all thing, I'm pretty sure. Just because of who they are. Anyways. Somebody says excellent point from before. Calypsonians are afraid to put themselves out there. I talked to one a few years ago. He believed they will rip him off, so he does not put out his song. And you lose out. Anyways, 9:33 is the time.
That's an interesting point.
Yeah,
Calypsonian is afraid to put out his song because they feel rip it off.
We're gonna rip him
Oh,
off.
maybe they're
Is it banana?
saying that putting it out there before really singing it in the competition. I mean, somebody might steal words or so.
Hello, good morning. I think there's something wrong with your line because somebody else called and they were able to speak. So I'm not sure what's happening there, sir. All right. Okay, Queens. I think it's Queen.
It's a pity. I would love to hear that.
Yeah,
that
I know.
comment there.
I think he's like a
You know?
mini history book or a history book. He goes way back. He brings like stories from here, there, and everywhere. But I mean, it is my hope that, and this could be extended to the other genres of music. Stop being so lazy.
No, I don't want.
You don't want to use the word
No,
lazy?
I don't want to use the word lazy.
Stop being
I
some
don't
of
think they're lazy.
well, who the cat fella them wear it, right? But you have to work. You have to work. You can't just produce a song and sit down and throw back your hands and say, "Oh, my name is X," or
it's
"This
too-
song is
I think
great."
it's too
So it's going
part-time.
to.
I think it's a seasonal thing. Out of this season, how does the Calypsonian make money on average for?
They make money during the season. They don't make money during the season unless they get into the finals, right? Hello, good morning. Something wrong with you? Like, you sure you pay a bill?
With the same person. Oh, we've lost about 5-6 calls. Say that way.
I think it's the same person trying to get in, but I'm not hearing you, and it's nothing that I'm doing here that's different. Somebody else called and I got in. I read that already. So they says they're afraid to lose, ripping off, and it was referring to the marketing of his song. Yeah, I read this one already.
You did?
Yeah, I did.
I was typing back.
All right.
Yeah, I see.
Papa Das. Good morning.
Papa Das.
Papa Das sang Calypso. Then
Papa
went
Das is the person. I know the
gospel.
person of Lord Obstinate, but it's Papa Das. I
Papa Das
wanted
Hero. Okay.
to Papa Das. I heard went. Papa Das. Who mentioned that? Who said that?
I'm not sure who this is.
Good morning, Papa Das. That's the way that I really wanted to get. Yes, he was good.
I've heard of Papa Das. I just
Huh?
I don't fancy these because
He was good.
I know some of them. Let me go back to the Calypso songs. I think Sheena Collis has a good song. Beat you bad with Calypso. You heard that one? Calypso.
Sorry about this. Why would Papa Das say, I'm no longer going to perform because I'm now a Christian? I think that particular aspect of whether gospel or thing is a genre, I think that it's that movement being still able to sing in that. I'm proud that you're singing something that is clean, is good. You understand? And fits in with what you believe in. It doesn't have to be libelous or sexist or misogynist, as you rightly said. You know what I mean? I think that these individuals will pull other people into listening to at least their song or other songs in that particular way.
A Christian
was a
performing.
large part of our society and so forth, both young people and older persons.
With a Christian.
Why
if a Calypsonian
they're not necessarily
becomes a
singing about the
Christian?
Lord and so forth, but they are singing it within the framework that it doesn't cause the song to be excluded from what Christians will consider something they should listen to.
Mhm.
You know what I mean?
But I was gonna ask, why if a Calypsonian becomes a Christian, gets baptized, he or she pulls out of Calypso competition?
That's the point I'm making. That's the very point I'm making. I'm saying, why with Calypso, there's so much people on those weekends, a Saturday and Sunday, on the beaches, especially go trips on the beaches and so forth to get away from this
Carnival,
madness.
they have
that
like
is
retreats and
carnival,
so on.
this Sodom and Gomorrah, they would like to put it as. You know what I mean?
That's interesting. But I think I want to believe that it's because of the nature or when the event is happening. So because it is part of something that goes against their fundamental beliefs, which is carnival, they may not want to take part in anything carnival related, even though there's a subset that is quote unquote clean.
Well,
So they don't want to. They don't want. An apartment has several rooms. They don't even want to go in a single room.
The soca, when you see
Maybe.
carnival, you see a young lady is going to come out in some stockings, a bikini, some little top,
I like to
and
see
she is going to be at the rural carnivals, and so she will be just that. There's some resentment of that among the Christian community, but calypso is a little still closer to what their level of acceptability,
Clean.
but isn't close enough. And I'm putting it to you that from a calypso competition and listening to that type of music, I think that that's where they will gain some listenership and gain some people coming to the shows because it become acceptable to be able to go to. You may not be able to go to Soca Monarch or go on the jump up in the street.
But some Christians go to calypsos, yeah? They don't.
If what?
Some Christians take part in the calypsos.
Yes, they do. Yes, they do. Yes, they do.
I think Ron B, from my remembrance, my memory, Ron B is a proud Catholic. And he's also Calypsonian.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure if the exception is staying out or the exception is staying in, because I don't know religiously how the other Calypsonians stand.
Yeah.
I'm going to take some work to try to figure out. But we got to wrap up now because it's 9:40 and I got to run some ads before we head to community deadline. Doc, it's been an interesting morning speaking about Calypso. Hopefully this would spark some interest. All right. Thank you so much for joining us.
My pleasure.
How the mangoes going? And notice they come with the empty hand this morning. I thought we had an agreement last week. But y'all remember this? Bring my mango.
I ate all of it.
You ate all?
We ate
I said the seed. I don't even want the flesh. Give me the seed.
We nabbed all.
And you throw all the seeds? Could you
something I bring? I do have seeds.
bring one seed?
It's hard to say you can bring a seed to somebody.
Bring a bag of seeds then.
Pleasant good morning to you, everybody. All the best. Yeah.
I bring some mangoes if you don't want to bring the seed. We can sing a song on that. That's what I asked you for. No, I'm not trying to set you up. Oh boy, oh boy. Good morning. The principle of gospel requires that a person separates themselves from what the Bible teaches as not giving glory to God. Nothing in or about carnival glorifies God. Therefore, the Christian must be different. So that's the reasoning for once you become a Christian, you no longer can take part or should take part in Calypso semis or Calypso finals or Calypso competition. Now, time for a break. I want to say thank you so much for joining us this morning. Join us again tomorrow morning, same time, same place, right here on WFM 99.9. Continue to follow us on social media at WFM99SVG, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. Thank you for listening. Thank you for contributing as well. We're so sorry we're not able to answer or take, or I don't know what happened technically, but sometimes that happens. And as usual, if you see something, you suspect something, open your mouth and say something, and look out for those who cannot look out for themselves. Every single week, we have a new story of some sexual assault, more often than not on a minor. Not too certain if it's an increase in occurrence or increase in reporting, but whatever it is something that we really have to deal with as a society or continue to deal with. Anyways, my name is Christal, officially signing out. Coming up at 9:45, we've got Community Deadline, and at 9:55, WFM's News in Brief.
St. Vincent and the Grenadines, it's a whole new world out there. Reaching